guys, here coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. I'm glad to have you all here with me today, talking some Raid Shadow Legends. Oh man, I have a good one today. I'm sorry, I've told this story like 15 times, but I'm gonna tell it one more time for you guys. I have another channel, have you heard?
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
It's Raid Shadow Legends Champion Guides.
That is brand new information.
We do champion guides. It's been the best thing that's ever happened to me here on this channel, other than you guys actually watching me. I appreciate that too. But it's given me so many video ideas, like so many underrated, legendary, epic, rare, and beyond heroes out there, champions, whatever, that I should have given more attention, more love to throughout the years.
Don't you dare.
And today is gonna be, you know, to that theme. He got a big, ginormous buff a while ago, and I totally slept on it. And this guy's so much better than I gave him credit for. But first, guys, I'm gonna give a big shout out to today's video sponsor. That's right, it's Dragonair Silent Gods. Now, before you fast forward or click off, I gotta tell you, in case you haven't heard yet, I am having a hell of a time covering this game as an entire collab channel, right? So me and Saf from HH Gaming Network, right? We've teamed up and done this sponsored channel for Dragonair Silent Gods. I'm just gonna be real with you guys. At first, I was like, sponsored channel is gonna be a lot of work. But I've actually fallen in love with the game, and not just the game, just having an expert alongside of me, and the feedback has been amazing, right? Collabing with Saf every time. So you guys, why not join? Especially if you haven't yet. I'm sure you've heard other creators, Hades and Scratch. I mean, a lot of people are playing this game right now, but join us, especially if you haven't yet, or if you've been on the fence about getting into Dragonair Silent Gods. We have so many in-depth guides, all thanks to Saf, not yours truly. I'm the noob, just asking the questions. Of course, Dragonair Silent Gods, kind of a D&D inspired game. It's awesome. The characters look freaking amazing. Vinyara, by the way, is like our crown jewel of the account. I kind of started with her. I kind of want to show you around the account so far. They just added a brand new legendary you can see on the screen right now for all players as a season 1 kind of login reward. So go ahead and take advantage of that. A long campaign, but a rewarding and super fun campaign, right? If you're into storyline, it's going to be amazing for you guys. If you're not into storyline, it's easy to skip and get to the good stuff, right? So no matter what you like. So this big open world, you can see the map right now. This game has like these cool elemental affinities, which creates awesome counterplay, and they change every single season. So there's kind of a meta develops each season. Of course, you keep all your stuff that, you know, the important premium stuff in the game, but everything else kind of resets, and it's actually really cool. But if you're just starting out, it's cool because me and Saf are starting out at season 1 as well. So big shout out to Dragonair Silent Gods, guys. Go ahead and download using the link in the show notes below or the QR code on the screen right now. And thank you, Dragonair Silent Gods, for sponsoring today's video. I made a video similar to this, by the way, about Tremaria, right? For a very similar reason, I actually love Skartorsis. That's right, said nobody ever in the history of Raid Shadow Legends but yours truly right now. Skartorsis is so freaking underrated for Hydra clan boss, and today I'm going to share the build to get the maximum value out of Skartorsis. So what does he do? First of all, I love his base stats. 20k HP, 1376 defense, 109 base speed. You can use this guy in dungeons for progression, 33% speed aura in dungeons. That is fantastic. On his A1, an AoE attack has a 50% chance when booked of stealing a random buff from each enemy. That's the best AoE buff steal on an A1 in the game right there on Hand of Doom. On the A2, command. Simple, but effective. Increase crit rate, increase attack on all allies for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. And then on the A3, rebirth. This was the skill that got a massive rework and a buff. It used to be a 7-turn, booked down to 5. Now it's a 6, booked down to 4. It's cleansing all allies. It used to cleanse all allies after the heal. And that, what sense does that make? It didn't cleanse like heal reduction. That's really lame. It cleanses all allies. It heals them and fills their turn meter. The amount of which each ally is healed increases according to the number of debuffs removed. The amount of which allies' turn meter is filled increases according to the number of debuffs removed from them as well. It reads really awfully, honestly. I hate how Rebirth is worded. Honestly, nowadays, they would never introduce a champion to the game that had an ability that reads this ambiguously. Like, what is the base turn meter fill? What is the base heal? And how does it scale? And how does all that work? Come on, man. You know, like so much left to the imagination per se here. But all I can tell you is it works, and it freaking works really well. So again, really quickly here, we don't have to read it verbatim, but thanks to heyhades.com, you can see the old version of Rebirth. It was a 5 to a 4 when booked, right, on the cooldown. They changed the order of actions. He'll remove the debuffs first, then heal allies. The new version removes all debuffs, then heals them. The amount of the heal is increased, yada, yada, yada. Old version... Wait. Okay. Change the order of skills in the action. Wait, did they just repeat it twice, maybe? Either way, you guys get the point, okay? You guys get the point. No? This is the same time that they buffed Noble, by the way, who still needs another buff, I would say. Still needs another one.
Please, he's definitely not dying.
There's nothing worse than when they buff a champion after so long, and then they still stink. Because you're like, oh crap, they're probably not going to buff them again, at least for a while. So it's kind of like you almost rather they're really, really, really bad. That way, you know, they're more in line for the buff itch from Plarium. Skartorsis. Let's take a look at the build here, guys. Skartorsis. First thing I want to draw your attention to is the attack. Okay, this dude is an attack-based champion. He has a base attack of 859. It's awful. But the game is at an interesting point, right? He has a 4 multiplier on his A1, okay? A 4. That's big multiplier. Little attack. Historically in the game, it's just like, okay, who cares, man? He's not going to do any damage for me, basically. He's going to hit like the proverbial wet noodle. But now in the game, you can get ascensions. You can get, even if you're getting survivability ascensions, right? It's going to allow you, like for example, we have HP and HP percentage. This extra HP percentage on this chest, right? And then if you just parlay that with, and again, the extra defense percentage on the gauntlets, extra flat stat HP here on the boots, right? If you add up all this survivability, it really changes the way that you're able to approach a champion build. And this goes for beyond Skartorsis as well in the game, right? It allows you to start taking advantage of some flat stats on your support champions. Now, I have HP flat stats, so I'm definitely not a man of my word here, but we're looking for basically attack, flat stat on the banner. We get 400 attack. 400 attack is pretty dang solid. And I looked, I don't have flat stat attack on the ring, but I have flat stat on the ascension, and I have 25% attack on the substats, right? Basically, I'm actually out there looking for a bunch of attack. You may have also noticed I put him in a cruel set, another 15% attack. Doesn't scale that well, but it all adds up. And honestly, I left a lot of meat on the proverbial bone here in terms of the attack on this build, right? I could fully ascend here. I could come in and I could try to even add more attack, right? I could keep re-rolling this till I get attack percentage, yada, 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 right? Or even flat stat. Again, it works pretty well on this champion. So I'm trying to build attack. The beautiful thing is for a Hydra Clan Boss run, you're either going to have a Reviver or he's so tanky that he doesn't need much in terms of the HP and defense. He's 82k, 4200, 3500 on the attack. I really want to try to kind of workshop off air over the next week or so. Try to get this dude closer to like 4,500 on the attack, right? Because then we're going to start seeing some crazy numbers. You don't even have to build him to 100% crit rate because he brings the 30% increased crit rate on his A2. So it gives you more room to build in some nukage on this dude. He does require accuracy on that A1, so we're not taking full advantage of that at only 207 accuracy, so shame on me. But of course, the curse set. Curse set is the best set in the game. Of course, it's dependent on who you have on your team. If you have an Archer Queen, you have a Michinaki, you know, curse set can still help you cover the downtime, right? Or cover when the decapitated head comes in, yada, yada, yada. But it's less imperative if you already have a bunch of Hex champions, Mithril, or whatever on your team. But even if you do, you can take advantage of curse set. I think the curse set right now in this game, specifically for Hydra Clan Boss, because of the power of Hex, is the best route to go for AoEs on A1s on support champions in the game. It will make a massive impact on your account. I have Cruelty as well. We get a nice 750 attack. Blessings will definitely help in a massive way in terms of getting a stat increase. We get 600 attack just on the second, well, all 750 because of the legendary bonus on just the second awakening. So we're not talking 6-star fully awakened here. We get the attack, which is the most important thing here, just on the 2-star, right? And Cruelty is always amazing. Decrease target's defense by 1% per hit, and he has the AoE on the A1. Masteries, we have War Master. We came down with Retribution and Deterrence as well. May as well get some counterattacks in there. My man has a curse set on, and he can steal buffs on that A1. So those are the masteries, excuse me, that we're going to go with for today's build. In today's video, what else? We have crit damage on the gauntlets, as I shown you already. We have HP percentage and we have speed on the boots. As I mentioned earlier, we could definitely lean even more into the damage on this build. Before we jump right into Hydra Clan Boss, I just want to whet your appetite a little bit, if you will, with some. I thought I just ran my. Oh my God. I spent so long dilly-dallying on this build that look at this, 11 minutes ago I missed out on Undead Horde. You know what, guys? I hate to say it, we're gonna jump right into Hydra Clan Boss. All right, you can obviously use this build in other areas of the game as well, right? It doesn't have to just be Hydra Clan Boss, but that's where I love the curse set. We're gonna go brutal today. This is the team that we have put together for the video. We have a Venus and Cupidus. We have a Wall Master. Obviously, we have a fully awakened Cupidus. We have a fully awakened Venus. We have Molly in there for a provoker, turn meter fill. And then we have Skartorsis, who's going to be our buff stealer, our buffer, our damage dealer on the A1, our cleanser, our healer, and our turn meter increaser on the team, right?
Yeah, so why we here?
He does a lot for one champion. I want to note something very, very important before we run in. Actually, let's just go into the battle here. I want to note something very important though. First of all, he can fit on any team. If you want to see even more insane damage numbers than you're about to see, he's not going to keep up with like our two massive AoE on the A1 nukers, Wall Master and Cupidus, especially since Venus is going to trigger those counterattacks and the extra damage on Cupidus every single time. And he's 6-star crushing rend. With all that being said, we could probably get another, I mean, I don't know what his damage is going to be. I haven't ran it yet, but we could probably get another 20%, if not more damage out of this guy. Maybe more, maybe that's conservative if we shut off the A2, right? We could probably shut off the A2 in this run as well, because Wall Master and Cupidus both bring their own increased attack, or we could shut off their self-buffing abilities, right? So we have a lot of flexibility here, but I'm running everybody as is, especially since we only build Skartorsis with an 85% crit rate anyway. So let's see what we can do here, guys. I'm telling you, if you're looking for one of those AoE curse set champions who brings a lot extra to the table, Skartorsis could definitely help you guys out, man. It's not a cute video just for the hell of it. Like, this is a guy who is really solid. So guys, I will leave this team to their own devices here and come back to you guys in about an hour. I'm gonna let it run all the way and we'll see what we can do in terms of damage. But out the gate here, I would say so far so good. Let's stabilize a little bit, and you can see 73,000, 43,000 or so. Obviously against Magic Affinity, he's gonna be even better here. With decreased defense and weakened, he's going to be a lot better. Let's just see if we can get those debuffs on, and let's take it off auto for just one attack. And now that we have decreased defense and weakened, I want to see what the A1 can do in terms of damage really quickly here. So let's do this. Yada yada. Okay, so A1, slow it down. Skartorsis, what do you got for us here, man? $250,000 or so? Solid damage, right? Solid damage. And there's a lot that we're leaving off the table as well, guys. I blabbed long enough. Clearly, I like this champion. I'll be right back at the end of this run. All right. right, guys, so not bad at all here. 443 million damage dealt. We had 55 million from Venus, a fully awakened Venus in, frankly, maybe a bit more nuker-friendly gear. We have Cupidus at 121 mil, who's counterattacking literally every single time he's hit, in a 6-star awakened Crushing Rend as well. We have Wallmaster at 150, and then we have Skartorsis, the man, the myth, the legend, little Skarty. I'll never say that again, I promise. 61 million, 1.7 million on the heels, keeping up with Tuwana Rock. I gotta say, man, I'm really impressed in this champion, especially for a curse set in fairly mediocre gear. I'm really, really impressed overall. I think that a lot of you guys can take advantage, especially in a curse set, which is, again, as I'm belaboring the point here, I'm repeating myself, but it's my favorite support set by far right now for Hydra Clan Boss. Get those hexes applied, get those cleanses, get those heals. I mean, this guy does a lot. He brings a lot to the table. And as we mentioned, if we want more damage and you can afford to do it on your team, well, we can get rid of that A2. We can shut it off, and that will result in a lot more damage than what we're seeing right here. So, guys, have some fun. Let me know what you think of Skartorsis. Again, a very old school champion, but I love videos like these because, I mean, this guy deserves a lot of love. I think a lot of people can take him out of the vault and definitely get some utility in a build like this for Hydra Clan Boss. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.